Let's take a look at inserting tables and charts in Google Docs. First, find a space in your document to insert a table. Along the top menu bar, you can select Insert and go down to Table and a menu appears. One option is Table Templates. These are the same as building blocks because they are tables. Looking back at Table, the other option is to pick a table size, which is shown with the blue blocks as well as the dimensions below. Click once and the table is created. Type in some text in your table. Notice that as you move the cursor around the different menu options that are popping up following your cursor. When moving around the first column, row options appear on the left. Use the 6-dot icon to move an entire row. There is a pin icon to pin rows, which we'll come back to, and last is the plus icon to insert one row below your current position. Now go to the top row and this time select the pin icon to pin the header row. Let's look at why this is useful, so make sure you have some text in the table to play with. Remember, the top is considered our header. This is because it's pinned. As you hover over the cells on the top row, a column menu is shown. Again, you can use the 6-dot icon to move and reorder your columns. The second icon is a sort table. And the third icon, similar to the row menu, is a plus icon, and that is to add a column to the right of your current location. Let's go all the way back to the first column, first row, and select the sort table icon. You can select ascending or descending. In my case, I will select ascending, and notice what happens. 1, the header row remained in place. Why? Because it was pinned. 2, the first column is sorted. And 3, all other data, the whole table, was also sorted so that the content on each row stays together. How awesome is that? So make sure your headers are pinned so that they are in place when sorting. Now let's get into formatting tables. Notice that when clicking inside of a table, the toolbar changes slightly with a few extra items at the end. In particular, select Table Options. This opens a side panel. From here, you can adjust positioning with quick layouts, which may feel similar to the positioning of images. The table menu includes Style and Wrap, just like with images, and you can even adjust margins from document text, position, and the table position relative to the top left of page. The column menu allows you to set a specific column width, where row is similar with defining a minimum row height, selecting how many pinned header rows are in the table, and allowing row overflow. The cell menu includes both alignment and padding. Color includes a table border color and size or thickness of that border. The other option is to change cell background color. Speaking of color, another option is to select one or more cells in a table and use the toolbar. This includes changing the cell background color, the border color, the border width, and the border dash, which just means border style. And here that is in action. Select one or more cells, set a background color, select a line color, select how thick that line is, and change the style. And there you go. Back to our table, you can also select a single border line on the table. To select multiple border lines, hold down Shift on your keyboard as you click. Notice that when a border line is selected, the formatting toolbar is different. The options include border color, border width, and border dash, aka style. Here that is in action. You're selecting a color, change the thickness, change the style, and there you go. Okay, now we're not done. That's right, there's more. If you have a table in Google Sheets, you can highlight the table, copy it, come back to your Google Doc, paste it, and a pop-up menu appears. The options include Link to Spreadsheet or Paste Unlinked. Let's leave it set to Link to Spreadsheet and click Paste. First of all, notice that the formatting from Google Sheet is incorporated and brought over as well. Now, the really great part is that you can open your Google Sheet and update or change the data in that table. Back over in Google Doc, a refresh icon has appeared, indicating that the linked table has been changed in Sheets. So you can click that refresh icon and then select Update, and there you go. Now, the same is true for charts. You can copy and paste a chart from Google Sheets and watch for the refresh icon when data has been changed or updated. Really, the only difference here is that a chart is treated like an image, so those formatting options for images apply here for charts. When a table is linked, a special menu appears along the top. You can select the three-dot menu. The options include Open Source, Unlink, and then Linked Objects, which will open a side panel and reveal all linked objects. You can use the refresh button at the top to refresh all linked objects in the document. And that's it for tables and charts in Google Docs.
If you're not a subscriber, click down below to subscribe so you get notified about similar videos we upload. To see the full course that this video came from, click over there. And click over there to see more videos from Simon Says It.